Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the I-League Winner Bracket Finals match. We've got LGD Gaming taking on the Hyperglory team. It's Team HGT, led by ZSMJ, although he's not in the drafting seat, the kind of pseudo-captain of the team, taking on LGD, who've been in some pretty good form as of late. LGD making their way through the bracket, taking on some tough opponents here, show their road to get here. They met the Ninjas in Pajamas in round one, actually started kind of slow there, losing their opening match, but did end up getting the 2-1 victory. Then they took out Invictus Gaming, and then finally, here they are in the Winner Bracket Finals. For the Hyperglory team, they kind of had an easier road apart from their opening series. They had to beat Vici Gaming 2-1. Then they had a bye in the Winner Bracket semifinals because Team Big God actually withdrew and pulled out. But then here they are. Winner Bracket Finals guaranteed top 3 thanks to some help from Big God. And, well, game draft underway here. I'm GoDz from Beyond the Summit, bringing you this best of 3. And, well, it's LGD. It's a Yao Ember. What else do you get when LGD are playing? This is, I would say, by far his best hero. His Invoker's good, but it's his Ember Spirit that really shines. He plays the ultimate kind of space-creating Ember Spirit. He never really, when he needs to, he'll try farm and kind of scale to the late game, but generally it's create space for Sylar. Whatever Sylar's going to be on, something like a Medusa, a Morphling, an Anti-Mage, whatever kind of fits the draft in the game, it's the Ember Spirit who's looking to help things out there. But for HGT, they get a Wisp, well, the IO, Juggernaut opening, and the IO, to me, has been the big pick for them. This was the hero which helped them bring down Vici Gaming. They drafted it for Kaka 3 games in a row, and it's kind of their bread and butter. Actually a bit surprised it wasn't banned out by LGD. They banned out the Brewmaster of Air, which is kind of, I mean, Air's signature hero in some way, although we are seeing some more variety coming of Air. He's played TA, he's played Medusa, he's played a Wisp Tiny when the draft is called for it. And, well, there's the Medusa ban. I think that's a good ban against LGD. They will run that Medusa, Ember Spirit, dual core lineup and just kind of start 5-manning around 20 to 25 minutes, basically as soon as Medusa gets Skadi. And he rushes the Skadi, gets it pretty early on, and then killing him is just near impossible. And you got a lot of damage output coming from their support duo normally, as well as like an Ember Spirit who just needs kind of levels to do his damage. So as far as LGD are concerned, not going to be too concerned about Medusa ban, although it is something I think they would have gone for should it have been available. The Jug pick, though, this have not seen HGT run, and it's getting picked up early on in the draft. We saw Vici Gaming use it yesterday in the lower bracket. Speaking of Vici Gaming, loser of this match will be versing them, so we could see some revenge. HGT, who knocked them down in the lower bracket, well, could find themselves in a rematch against Vici Gaming, whether they win or lose this. The way Vici Gaming are playing, definitely a team I expect to see in the grand finals, because they are just crushing everyone. They 2-0 stomped IG as well as MVP Phoenix yesterday, so they're looking like the team to beat despite being in the lower bracket. And to me, they are still favorites to win this tournament, even with, I think, a 1-0 grand finals advantage. And there we go. You don't get the Medusa, you go the Morphling. This is just classic LGD drafting. It's been kind of the LGD style, even going way back to TI2. It was, you find a formula that works, and you just kind of keep on reusing it, and just tweaking things as your opponent's ban. They ban the Medusa, you go for the Morphling. They ban the Morphling, you go for the Medusa. And, well, HGT even kind of helped out the Morphling pick by banning the AA themselves. So, the AA not available. There is an Elder Titan in the pool if you want to use that to kind of get rid of Morphling's really high base armor when he goes lots of agi. But this is not really an HGT pick, I feel, in a lot of ways. Not something I've seen them run at all. So, we'll see what they look to go for instead. I think the Jug is more likely to be a kind of space-creating type hero, be it an offlaner or a 4-position hero. We'll have to wait and see. But Wisp normally means dual lane mid. So that to me puts Juggernaut kind of in the offlane, Wisp +1 mid, and then some kind of hero for ZSMJ kind of in the safe lane. Something like a Slark maybe would be kind of nice for him. I like the Bristleback band. Does synergize very well with the Wisp here, and we'll see exactly what HGT have in mind. Maybe a PA can come into play. As far as Wisp PA goes, I mean, PA Elder Titan, that's a ton of damage output for killing a Morphling. I feel like if you could fit in the Elder Titan, it would work well. You could run it as your support in the safe lane, and a PA plus Wisp mid works really nicely, but they're going to go Void for now. So, probably a safe lane Void. Nice for the Ember Spirit, you can lock him down, and even when he uses that Sleight of Feast, you know where he's coming back to, so you can kind of set up the Chronosphere for when he comes back, and this is I don't know. It's an interesting little pick. I don't think it's a great counter to any of these heroes, but it's just a kind of a nice pick that probably HGT feel confident in. It's something they've used quite a bit. Icy plays it sometimes as their off lane, but they also could theoretically run it for ZSMJ in the safe lane. But maybe we do see a ZSMJ Jug. Has been kind of shying away from the hard carries, playing heroes like Ember Spirit, like Slark, more kind of space-creating, tempo controllers, aggressive, the How style carry. If you look at what Newbie are doing with How, where he comes to fights early, doesn't look to just sit back and farm for his team, and that's been almost more Air in the mid lane. Air has been playing the TAs, the Medusas, the Tinies, so seeing some slight kind of more TI4 EG-esque mid heroes where you're farming your mid hero and fighting with your farmer. But LGD now going to go into a Clockwerk, so they get in July his clock, and we'll see that going towards the off lane. This is LGD. You know what lanes they're doing. You know exactly where they're sending their heroes 95% of the time. You kind of even know what they're going to pick. I mean, I predicted the Morphling pick, and guess what? I imagine HGT predicted it as well. But it's not really a case of knowing what they're going to do. Knowing what they're going to be doing doesn't mean you can beat it straight up. It comes down to a lot more than that, and that's where I feel LGD pretty versatile in that they can adapt. They can adapt as far as the way the game plays out and to what they see coming out of you, but they'll keep using the same picks and just adapting within those same picks. So we will see one more support pickup for LGD to go with the Lion, and as far as Faith and MMY are concerned, I kind of like something like a Mirana. The Mirana Ember Spirit was very popular if you go back to like 6.81. Roaming Mirana, as soon as your Ember Spirit hits level 3, has 2 points in the Searing Chains. You hit that on the enemy mid hero, kind of guarantee an arrow setup, and you're looking at easy kills. It is a Wisp dual lane, and that's where you kind of have to wait and see who's going to be there. If it's like a PA who can blink dodge the arrow, it's a Juggernaut who can just Blade Fury out, then I don't think it's going to be a Wisp Jug mid. I think you want something that can farm stacks. You pick the Wisp, you want something to farm stacks. You want that Storm Spirit type hero, the Tiny, which has been banned out. And I feel like they're not getting all of their lineup if they don't. And they're going to go for a Troll Warlord. Ooh. Here I've seen a lot in some of my pub games lately, and he does seem very powerful. This guy is tanky as all hell, fights really well early, great for taking Roshan, synergizes really well, giving the Void a ton of damage in Chronosphere with the Battle Trance. And I was looking at this like, how's Void going to do too much damage? He's going to need a lot of farm and items if he wants to kill a Morphling. If he even wants to kill an Ember Spirit like early on, but that Battle Trance can make up for that. The Battle Trance in the Chronosphere, giving some extra attack speed. I don't know if Battle Trance works during Omni Slash, because you go invulnerable. If Battle Trance affects you in Omni Slash, you could get a lot of those extra hits in during the Omni Slash. So maybe something which also works kind of nicely. And yeah, I was just about to say, this would be a fantastic counter to the physical damage of Jug, Void, and Troll. Guardian Angel. So Omni Knight gets banned out. Very important ban. I think LGD... They've actually been running, I think it's Faith who plays the Omni Knight, plays the kind of 4-position Omni Knight. Will play kind of that defensive TPing around. If your mid gets ganked, he TPs in with a heal repel. And LGD have run quite a bit of that Omni Knight. So, good ban, I'd say, and something that was needed when you picked up 3 very high physical damage core heroes. And LGD going to a Zeus, so this is going to be the support Zeus for LGD. Niche little pick here in some ways, although we've seen Zeus more and more. And for LGD, I don't know if it's LGD been running it too much. I think not so much in I-League. I think they ran it back in ECL once. Great for dewarding. Great for taking out the early observer wards if you can figure out what your opponents are doing. And I mean, looking at LGD, they want to fight kind of fairly early on. But HGT have the face rush. If you don't get their early items and do well in the laning stage, that's where you just have a Void, Chronosphere, and Jug just running at you with a Healing Ward. And that's the other thing. Healing Ward this game is going to be pretty insane. You've got to find some way of taking out the Healing Ward, which is going to have to come from Morphling maybe committing to a waveform in. And that's a risky play to make if you're having to waveform in just to maybe deal with the Healing Ward. So Sylar, if LG want to fight, he's almost going to have to come because no one else is really equipped for taking out a Healing Ward with the 450 movement speed. You don't want Lion trying to run in when there's a Jug, Void, and Troll Warlord. So, we're going to see what the plan's going to be. Pretty Horde takes the Rubik as the last pick for HGT. And he's going to be playing the secondary support for this team. Air on the Troll. Looks like we'll see a Wisp plus Troll mid. And Troll okay at taking out stacks. The Whirling Axes means you can do some AoE damage and then also cause the blind effect, meaning you're not actually taking too much damage. And ZSMJ Jug. Rubik Jug in the safe lane. Rubik a last pick I feel partially picked because of the Clockwerk. It's a nice little way of dealing with Clock when he hooks in. You lift him up, push him out of his cogs, and you don't have to worry about the battery assault anymore. There's some good spells to steal with a Morphling. Always you can morph to strength, you can take waveform. Telekinesis, just a pretty good, reliable stun in general as well. And I mean, you look at the magic damage coming out. Nullfield, joked about as being one of those kind of awful spells, but there's a lot of magic damage on the LGD side. And Morphling probably less likely to go shotgun now. Well, I mean, it's still Nullfield. It's 20% magic resist. Just something you don't ever notice. As quickly fix my open mic. Sorry about that, guys. Hello, Dota TV. We'll get my settings nice and well. Hello, Dota TV. Sorry about that. We are now with me, and I can hear. Well, you can hear me. I can't hear you. Imagine if I could hear you guys. You can get Dota TV casters in. Co-cast. Find a co-cast of Dota TV. That'll be the day. So LGD going to be running Sylar on the Morphling, Yao on the Ember Spirit, Faith on the Zeus, MMY on the Lion. Oh man, the MMY Lion used to be the mid-classic. Now it's the support classic. And Ninja on the Clockwerk. No big surprises there, just as you'd expect. They're actually roaming 5 through the enemy jungle. And over on the HGT side, it's going to be pretty hot on the Rubik. ZSMJ on the Juggernaut, Kaka on his Wisp, Icy on the Void, and Air going to be going mid on the Troll Warlord. He's going to be pairing up with this Wisp who is going to be rushing a bottle, so pretty hard doing the Courier Obs duty, and both teams warding their enemy jungle. Pool gets blocked here by HGT, and this is an important block. Even Observer Ward, you want to get the full Observer Ward duration. A Sentry not really, I mean Sentry, you block it for the first 4 minutes, but often you don't see a Wisp looking to stack this until about 3 minutes onwards. The problem is you can't just suddenly roam into the enemy jungle to drop that ward 3 minutes in. So you want to block it now, and this will block it for a good long duration, unless we see Sentry Wards come out. But Kaka gets the Bounty Rune, gets the level 1 bottle now as well because of that, and that frees up the Courier a bit. Not that I feel that's something hugely important. Ooh, I haven't seen this with Wisp before. Cut down these trees, and you could actually kind of stack from the left side now, if you so choose to. You've got an okay team for killing it. You've got the Healing Ward, you've got kind of interesting lamp, and HGT are actually going to be going offensive tri-lane for now. The Wisp does have the option to kind of swing back towards the mid lane, but it seems they're going to tri-lane it up, look to shut down this Morphling farm, and MMY has to be really careful. He has got boots, but there's a Wisp tether, now the Blade Fury. MMY in trouble early on. Can they get the tether slow? Doesn't look like it. MMY needs to turn and impale, and he's not going to do so in time. Didn't level it up and couldn't get it, and first blood goes the way of HGT as a result. ZSMJ is going to have a level 1 boots at 1 minute in, and that is fantastic when you go for this stout shield regen build and having boots already because of a first blood. This lane at top is in trouble. They get that kill on a boots Lion without boots on their Juggernaut. Don't think LGD were expecting to find the Wisp in that top lane. Probably expecting him to be kind of just putting some pressure onto Yao, but Yao 1v1. Troll actually, I would say, does fine and almost wins. Probably has a slight edge against Ember Spirit, especially at early levels. Waveform out at top force here as the SMJ went in for another Blade Fury. And with the Wisp having a fast bottle, there is constant mana regen, so I almost like the idea of having the Wisp plus Juggernaut here together at top lane. We see a Magic Stick popped up, and we'll see even the Overcharge used just to make that bottle regen come into play. And there we go, Jug back to full HP and more or less full mana. Has 1 Blade Fury for now, and what is Injuly up to? I guess there's a big creep wave under the tower, and he's going to just get 1 neutral creep, pad that CS stats. As 2-minute rune is going to come up. Kaka, he wants the top rune, and he's going to get it. Just going to, come back. They've got the lift here. The tether slow as well. MMY getting body blocked, and the Impale not going to catch the SMJ. He dodges it. This is going to be a second kill. MMY. The feeds continue. Mama ya says, Mamma Mia. As ZSMJ gets, well, he doesn't get the last hit for that one, but gets HGT their second kill from his Blade Fury, and he's back to full mana, back to full HP. He can keep fighting. This Wisp dual lane is causing all sorts of problems for LGD. This new aggressive playstyle that we're seeing from a lot of the Chinese teams to fight early on. A lot of them, it's more around the 10-minute mark. You look at what IG are doing. You look at kind of Vici Gaming, but for HGT, it's all about the lanes. They're picking this Wisp and looking to dominate laning stages. And picking this lane dominator for the mid lane as well with Air. CSing well, 13 and 4 to the 11-3 of the Ember Spirit. The one lane we haven't looked at too much, Void versus Clockwerk 1v1. Clockwerk winning the CS bar right now. I see not having much fun, I imagine, against the Cogs harass, and Void picks up a little bit. He has got decent base damage, and I'm surprised he didn't go for like a poor man's shield here, but does have a magic stick, and I think you kind of need that mana regen, especially if you lose all your mana to a Cogs. And the problem is right now he's only got, well, if he gets hit by a Cogs, pushed out, and then the battery assault gets in range, he's basically dead because he won't have mana for the time walk if he gets hit by a cog. So he's going to play very defensively now. That's the thing. If Clockwerk hits the cogs on you, which he should, if he's any halfway decent Clockwerk player, you have to play very cautiously in this lane. Maybe if you went for like a level 1 magic stick, you could have some more charges here. I see just trying to get up close, hoping for that bash RNG, but doesn't find it there. You want to stay close. You want to make sure that if Clockwerk wastes the cogs in kind of melee range and you get trapped inside of it, that's perfect. You actually don't mind getting trapped inside as long as you don't get mana burn. I mean, he's going to barrier assault, maybe force out a time walk, but as long as you're not taking damage and mana burn, things get a bit easier. But that's the 1v1 matchup. I don't think we'll see any kills there unless In July outplays his opponent. Top river though. Rune going to spawn here, and it looks like they're going to leave this one for Kaka. He's going to heal up the Troll Warlord and help him out as far as the lane goes against this Ember Spirit, which has proven to be pretty equal. And LGD's Yao is definitely the play to look out for as far as getting LGD back in this game, creating some more space, because Sylar at top is not farming well. And he's going to get initiated on once more. The waveform out, the chase is there. Blade Fury going to force some more strength. Loses the tether though, and Sylar will get back to his tier 1 tower. So all's well that ends well for Sylar as far as he's concerned. As long as he doesn't die, he's happy with that. ZSMJ going to continue to farm well. He's got 15 CS, so he's actually not that far ahead of the Morphling. That's where if you're LGD, maybe they don't see the CS tallies right now, but they're keeping up as far as most of the lanes go in CS. They're not getting completely out-farmed, and Clockwerk at bottom in July is about to hit level 6 and is doing fantastic. He's got 25 CS, has a bottle, has clarity out. May even see him go for something like a rotation towards mid, or pick up a TP scroll to help out somewhere like top lane. A lot of these heroes are very hard to gank. If you're Jug, you just Blade Fury it off. If you're Troll at mid, you've got a pretty good HP once you're in that melee form. And I imagine we see him go for those kind of early game fighting items, like a Treads, Magic Wand, maybe the Phase Boots, but anything just for early HP, even just the casual braces, the Ring of Aquila, these early fighting items on a Troll Warlord can go a long way. For HGT, they got those 2 early kills, but I don't look at that and think, okay, they've got themselves an early lead. This to me is the First Blood, the Juggernaut. It helped him out as far as not getting outlaned, and without that I feel like this top lane would be Sylar farming really well, so definitely it helped out their lanes, but by no means are they ahead right now. The net worth is ever so slightly in their favor, but you can see the trend, it's actually dipping downwards ever since those kills. That was the second kill which got them a 1k net worth lead, but since then LGD are crawling back. They're actually out-farming their opponents in lane, with Clockwerk doing well against the Void, Ember Spirit holding his own mid, and there's going to be Lion lurking around behind Yao. Level 6 here, and this is where you got that triple Fire Remnant burst damage, a 300 burst damage nuke if you want to use all 3. Not easy to kill the Troll, especially when he's got the Magic Wand, but if someone like a Rubik rotates in, that to me is, you're looking like a kill. Someone we haven't talked about, Zeus has been awfully quiet here. And I guess, I mean, you're a Zeus. As a support Zeus just not dying, you're very vulnerable to ganks here. Don't really have any good escape, and he's just got the boots level 4. And the fact he's level 4 is nice, but he's going to get going on here. Faith trying to juke and jive. Will turn and bolt Kaka. It looks like Sylar looking for a return kill. Will get the kill first, so Zeus even gets XP for that one. And Sylar, he can keep fighting. There's no Blade Fury, which means Clockwerk can go in with a hook shot. He's even got a haste rune now lifted back. The healing ward comes into play, and getting that is not going to be easy. But there we go, Sylar's got it. Now he's got another waveform. ZSMJ doesn't have to heal anymore and will go down in the cogs. Sylar even getting the last hit. He gets 2 kills out of that. Big turnaround, great rotation coming in from Injuly, and with the Wisp Rubik up top, they could just be some additional kills. Wisp comes in July with a waveform. Sylar's morphing strength. He's going to get lifted up, pulled back into the tower. He's running out of mana here, gets a bit from the magic stick. He's still alive for now. Just gets clipped by the whirling axes, and July, he's going to run. He's going to turn and fight. I don't know about that decision, but Yao shows up with a 2-hero Searing Chains. He jukes 2-hero Impale from MMY, and Air going to go down as well. It's a disaster top. Great rotations first from July, now from Yao. Yao's run out of mana, but he's going to be A-okay. Still has 2 bottle charges, and ZFMJ just forced a Blade Fury out of this one. 5 kills to 4. LGD get a big swing in their favor. 1,500 gold changer, 4 for 2. And HGT, any kind of minute lead they had, is gone. This is LGD in a nutshell. They rotate well. They get their core heroes involved at the right time. They realize, like Sylar, he's having a tough time in the lane. That's okay for the first 5-6 minutes, but as soon as he gets ganked that like 2nd or 3rd time, even if he dies once in the first 2 or 3 minutes, they don't mind. But what they do mind is when he gets ganked around the 8 to 10 minute mark. That's when you'll see the level 6 Clockwerk coming in, the Ember Spirit even coming in, And Ember Spirit with runes is just, he's got no downtime. He's going to constantly stay up. He doesn't have to go back to base. He's got the runes. He's got the Fire Remnant TP trick. He's constantly out on the map and looking to cause problems. And that's kind of where Yao fits into this team and is going to give HGT all sorts of problems over the next few minutes. So for HGT, they've got their work cut out for them. They are doing decently as far as levels go. Both supports approaching that level 6 here. Icy still bottom. This is the one hero we haven't seen kind of come into play just yet. And with a Battle Trance, he can go for kills. The Troll plus Void, we don't even see any attack speed items on him. Just the Ring of Aquila, picks up a Belt of Giant Strength for some extra HP, and the potential for a Chronosphere kill, you kind of want to use it when you get into play, but there's no damage to dump in the Chronosphere. No AA Ice Blast, no Change Frost, no Witch Doctor Ward. And guess what? I see, yeah, you're probably going down. Oh, maybe not. They get the Searing Chains. Time Walk away. Ooh, gets it before the Hex. Could have gone for maybe the longer range Impale, but the Hook Shot going to find him. Triple Remnant in. Down goes the Void. Yao getting the last hit for that one. Looking just to kill secure here. Probably not needed to go through all his Fire Remnants, but he wanted to make sure they got that kill. Top tier 1 tower now being put under a bit of pressure here as Sylar, who was farming mid, didn't really like laning against the Troll. He's going to head top, and he's not going to like top lane much either without some support, but support is on the way. MMY's Lion approaching level 6, but this tier 1 tower going down fast. No glyph available. It's going to get down to deny range, but looks like LGD, if they bring in numbers, could look to secure the deny and keep HGT away. Morphling does get the deny. It looks like Wisp tried to tether in and go for that. He even tethered a creep for it. Healing Ward with Wisp Tether is a synergy we haven't talked about yet, and something which will, well, anyone tethered, getting healed up by that Healing Ward will regenerate HP very quickly. There is some incredible sustain on this HGT side. I mean, their 3 cores are tanky to begin with Void, Troll, and Jug, and you throw a Wisp in there. With Tether regen, you throw a Healing Ward in there. This is the kind of the synergy, though, they need to actually pull out. They can't just sit back and try to play a farming war against Sylar's Morphling, with Ember Spirit creating space for him. And right now, the tempo of the game definitely favors LGD. Even with the top 2 farmers being the Jug and the Troll, these are heroes who need to have that farm advantage if they want to stand a chance against a Morphling in the mid to late game. HGT gonna try and make some plays happen. LGD just slightly off with this smoke. I think they're expecting HGT to be kind of in this jungle area, but the rotation is actually towards mid. Yao, Fire Remnant back to his tower. That'll get spotted by the smoke gang coming in. They're going to have to chain stun this well, otherwise should be looking at a kill here. Is there a Void Chronosphere? Nope. And he gets the Fire Remnant out, gets lifted up even mid-Fire Remnant. Have not seen that happen before. Not going to get the kill, though. And LGD themselves now smoking mid. They're going to lose their smoke in a second. They get to the high ground, though, so they can hide up here for now. And in July, in position for a hook. He's going to go for it on air. Yao's got a double damage rune as well. This is not a fight you want to take if you're HGT. Oh, but they get a good Chronosphere off. Sylar off to the side here. 1 kill onto the Ember Spirit. That's a key here to take out. In July, still alive and kicking. Finger of Death. We get Icy Low, but he gets the Time Walk to the high ground. Belt of Strength. No, he doesn't get to the high ground. Then loses the Healing Ward as well. I thought he made the Time Walk jump. Sylar now looking for a waveform. Has it before the Time Walk is back up. Can he backtrack? He's got only the 1 point. He's going to miss the misses the waveform, but gets the kill anyways. Clockwerk, meanwhile, barely escaping. Getting Ember Spirit there, though. If you don't kill the Ember Spirit, he chases you, gets constant Searing Chain, Sleight of Fist combos. He has the Fire Remnant to chase you as well. They at least prevented further damage being done by Chronosphering and bringing down Yao, but still not a good fight for HGT. And again, we see the Healing Ward brought down. That to me is one of those things where Ice yesterday on the Juggernaut, you could, and just baiting teams in to try and kill the Healing Ward. And half the time it wouldn't even be brought down. But so far the Healing Ward for HGT just has not proven to be anywhere near as effective as it seemed to have been for Vici Gaming's Ice yesterday. Partly the Morphling having that waveform to at least chase it down. Because the Healing Ward, the benefit is it's got 450 movement speed. So unless you've got a haste rune or some way of closing the gap with a blink, or a waveform in this case, killing it is very difficult. Man, what's up with this Clockwerk? He's looking mean. That ferocious mask here. Quick pause coming out, 8 kills to 5. LGD with a slight edge here, although it mostly seems to be better farm distribution, because the top 2 farmers still on the HGT side, although no lead for them. The Void, kind of the one who's struggling, and to me, that's one hero you'd want to have farm on. Like, oh, we'll see what Jug does with this Morbid Mask. This is going to be some kind of Mask of Madness build, maybe a faster Vlad. If you want a 5-man, Vlad's is not a bad choice for the 5-man, although maybe an item I'd expect more air to pick up on the Troll. They do seem to want to play air more as that kind of main carry, though. As Yao, safe as ever, can just fire him out as soon as he sees the Juggernaut, not waiting to get into some kind of scenario where he gets lifted up and burst down, although the lift alone I don't see being enough to kill him. So they definitely need the Chronosphere. When you've got to dedicate almost every... I feel like every Chronosphere has to catch and kill the Ember Spirit. That's their lockdown for killing Ember Spirit right now. Faith on his Zeus, level 7. He's got a surprisingly good amount of farm and levels as a support Zeus. That's always a worry running a support Zeus, is if he doesn't find kills, gets zoned out of the lane, suddenly it's 13 minutes in, you've got a level 5 Zeus with brown boots and like some branches and wards. Like, but he's got Tranquils, he's got Soul Ring, he's got 23 CS with 2-1-2 scores. So this has been a good game for a support Zeus. Even the Lion, MMY with 600 gold, looking at a very fast Blink Dagger on the LGD side. So the current farm level for both LGD supports is, I'd say, better than you'd expect. Especially considering HGT's early game kind of, let's rush at them with a Juggernaut. A Troll who can kind of dominate his lane. The Void has been awfully quiet, and that's where I think HGT were... I mean, it's a Void versus Clockwerk. He did kind of what he could. Not sure if it should have been as one-sided of a last-inning matchup as it was. I think maybe Void could do a... I don't know. He went for the fast boots, which I think you do need, but maybe needed the Magic Stick before the boots was the one possible change he could have done. But there's not... I don't know. It's just a tough matchup, however you look at it, against the Clockwerk. And one of Injuli's better heroes. So far this game, 007. He's been the assist man, playing that Jason Kidd role. There's LGD. I'm going to have to quick reconnect here. Looks like Clockwerk, the man himself I was just talking about in July, he's going to have some PC, internet, whatever problems it may be. But things have gone pretty smoothly here at the I-League LAN Finals. For those of you just tuning in, this is the winner bracket finals. LGD taking on HGT in a best-of-3. Winner of this match in the grand finals with an over 100k prize pool. I-League proving to be a pretty big deal for some of these teams, especially some of the teams like HGT who are kind of on the rise, and LGD who are still kind of looking to prove themselves with this new roster. Most people saw this new LGD roster and were like, damn, they've got a lot of potential, but they have definitely not lived up to it. With MMY and Faith joining as a support duo, two of like the most experienced and like just damn good supports in China, combined with Sylar as a carry, who is like widely considered probably the best, like one of the, I mean, he's definitely like the best kind of farming oriented carry player in China, and then you look at Hao, who's probably the best kind of aggressive carry player in China. But you have this team of all-stars and it just hasn't really clicked, it hasn't really worked just yet. We'll see if things are changing at all. This is a good start for them as far as going deep in the I-League LAN Finals. And this game looking pretty good for them here in game number 1. Vici Gaming's still in the tournament, though. That's the scary thing. That's a team who may start slow in a tournament, but once they get on their A game, we've seen it at ESL 1, we've seen it at the Summit 2. This is a team who, they're just a championship team. They've proven themselves, won titles, and do not break under pressure. And that's where LGD, I feel like there's a lot more riding on them to do well. There's a lot more pressure, and for Vici Gaming, it's like, well, they win, and there's no real there's expectations for them to do well, but at the same time, they've already proven themselves and don't have that same kind of burden carry them around. I mean, whereas for LGD, you've got TI2 champion in Faith, you've got Sylar, who's done so damn well on so many different teams, but as things stand right now, hopefully the game will continue soon. Just with the item progression coming out, will be a BKB rush coming out of the Troll Warlord, so definitely looking to fight as early as possible, and even use this, I would say, to some extent. You get the BKB, you can try and control the Roshan pit. Mask of Madness is the item of choice for ZSMJ, though, so I'm looking for those big Omni-slash kills and just the extra mobility that this provides as well. But if he gets caught, you're not going to get caught with this on when you're not Omni-slashing or Blade Freeing. That's where a Finger of Death or Zeus Lightning Bolt will tear you to shreds. Very high risk, high reward kind of item. Could help, and definitely a place where he's going to have to play very defensively in these fights. Like, he'll look to use it at an opportunity to blow up one hero, but then he's got to get the hell out of there. That's where the Void's Chronospheres have to be on point, and the Void's lack of items right now is a bit of a concern, I feel, for HGT. Sure, he had a tough early game lane stage, but he has not found any catch-up farm. He gets bullied out of lane somewhat by Sylar. Just the Treads Aquila not really cutting it as far as being able to fight in lane, and we'll have to see where he goes. If he rushes a BKB, or in theory you'd be stopping off for the Mask of Madness, but he may feel like he just needs to rush a straight BKB at this point and just rely on the battle trance to give him some extra damage and just staying alive. So seems there has been some Dota 2 network issues today. It took me a while to actually get onto Dota 2. Some Steam issues, whatever it may be. So not sure if that's maybe affecting things for the worse right now as well. And hopefully not too many more delays here. So just the one BO3 though, so not too much Dota 2 action. Was meant to be joined by Winter, but you guys can head on over to twitter.com/winterdota and flame him for bailing me in the last minute, so leaving me here by my lonesome self. And it's okay. I like a good solo cut, especially when it's 1BO3. Nice and chill, nice and relaxed, and some amazing Dota. iLeague has just been fantastic as far as the actual quality of the games. Some intense games. Even the games yesterday where Vici Gaming 4-0 stomped MVP as well as IG. They were just playing really, really sharp, refined Dota. Ice, his Tide Hunter, or Jal, as the joke has been going on, Jal God. His Tide and his Juggernaut, his just big variety of heroes has proven to be something amazing. That to me is Ice's strength. That's where to me he is the best offlaner out there right now. He plays anything. And he creates space with anything. You put him on an unconventional hero, you put him on an Undying offlane, you put him on a Riki offlane, and he'll make it work 9 times out of 10. He has his off games where things just won't work and he'll end up again and again being too aggressive and getting caught out, but more often than not he makes these weird unconventional heroes work. And then he makes the standard ones like Tide work in a different way. He was kind of the first one to pioneer that super tanky max Kraken first Tide Hunter, maxing it even over the anchor smash against certain lineups. And he doesn't go the typical refresher type build that we see most Tides go. He just tanks the hell up. But he's waiting in the lower bracket for the loser of this match. Bottom lane, ZSMJ goes in with a Mask of Madness Omnislash, gets 1 kill, followed by the Blade Fury. These squishy supports do not match up well against the Omni-slashing Juggernaut, not to mention the Blade Fury. Great hero to have against Zeus and Lion, and a pause comes out. Whoopsie. I wonder what happened there. Hopefully that was not related to the 2 deaths, but to me it looked like Juggernaut just got the best of them. Got the initiation off on them. And that's 2 dead supports, and that's the kind of kills HGT need right now. ZSMJ topping the net worth chart by about 1,200 gold over the Morphling of LGD, Sylar. And Sylar, 1,400 on him. We'll have to see where he goes as far as items. And I mean, Void Troll Jug, a lot of physical damage. Could pick up the fast Ghost Scepter to go into the E-Blade. No huge need for a Lincoln Sphere, just the Telekinesis you'd be blocking. So I feel like an E-Blade rush is alright. If he wants to go more fighting build, maybe he rushes something like a Skadi for the stats. Let's see what option he takes here. Game will be resumed, and looks like LGD are ready to get things back underway here at the iLeague Winner Bracket Finals. Game 1 between LGD and HGT. Sylar's back top to get his farm on. And that's definitely, I feel like, what LGD need to do. Farm these lanes. Try and protect Roshan should HGT go for it, which I think they will around the time Troll gets his BKB. Oh man, this Jug now with Yash as well. His mobility, he's got 518 movement speed with the Phase Mask of Madness. You get the Tether movement speed. You can navigate Yasha for some extra mobility. This guy is going to be tricky to deal with. You've got to try to lock him down as fast as possible. That's where this Blink Lion is going to be important, I feel. Get a Blink Hex on him and try and burst him down before there's any kind of time for a response from a Chronosphere or from a Wisp Relocate Tether out. There's that slight delay where you have to time walk in or wait for the Relocate cast time, where if you Blink Hex Finger with like a waveform in, you can maybe burst him down. But I imagine after this, yeah, we maybe see, I don't know, if he goes Manta style, if you get the Blink Hex before he Mantas, you're still looking pretty good. Could go for a Sanj, even a Sanjin Yasha, I feel. The extra HP from a Sanjin Yasha and getting a fast Sanjin Yasha could be pretty damn nice as well. This Chug just, he farms fast. He's not falling behind. With max Blade Dance and the movement speed plus attack speed that he gets from out of this build, his farming efficiency is right up there. Definitely farming faster than Morphling right now, it feels like. Although Morphling, with that tower, does actually break the gap between him and the Juggernaut, thanks to the tower money. I see now going to make his way down bottom lane. He's holding him to 900 gold pretty hard. Well, you're pretty dead. Easy pick off there. The Finger of Death not needed, but that's more LGD saying, let's play this safe, burst him down, and then get out in case there's heroes. If there's like a Chronosphere behind him, and here comes that Chronosphere. They've spotted Faith here with this Observer Ward, which actually just expires. In mid lane, it's actually going to be Air, battling it out with Yao. Now the Blink Lion's online, as well as the Clockwerk Blade Mail. So a couple core items go LGD's way, and we'll see what they can make out of these, as there will be a bounty rune waiting for Yao at the bottom lane. No Finger of Death, though, for MMY, and I feel like the burst is somewhat lacking without the Finger of Death because of how tanky heroes like Void and Troll Warlord can be. Juggernaut is sitting on 1k HP. He's actually a little bit below, so he's potential kill, but unless Faith is there as well, but getting Faith in range without a Blink or Full Staff on him is tricky, and if he's in range for Bolts, Ulti, Arc Lightning so he can get the Static Field procs, he's likely in a kind of dangerous position. They're smoking without Yao as well. I feel like fighting without Yao maybe not the best idea. These three heroes without Finger of Death, getting kills not going to be easy for them. Maybe they try and bait Yao out and get him involved in the fight through that, but this is a risky play to smoke with these three. But with the Clockwerk Blade Mail, could see things work here. ZSMJ says Ancients, well, easy pick off. And it is getting pinged out here. LGD from the side do spot this one. Level 2 Omni Slash, so they start with the Zeus Ultimate. They want to blow up the Wisp here. Wisp still alive. ZSMJ, the one who gets hookshotted here. Then Chronosphere gets cancelled. ZSMJ left alone in the cogs, and with good reason. You do not want to fight into the Omni Slash right now. 17 one charges available, so he's got the mana for Omni Slash, for another Blade Fury. He's going to pop the one charges now, and that was, yeah, again, they needed the Ember Spirit there if they want to kill that Wisp. They also, because they didn't have Finger of Death. If they have Finger of Death, you're probably finding some kills and doing okay there, but I feel like their burst damage is kind of built around the Lion ultimate cooldown right now. Still creating space for Sylar, and to some extent. Not like it slowed down ZSMJ, though, who was farming Ancients and didn't really miss a beat there. He's still 700 gold ahead of the Morphling. Continue to farm the bottom lane. Has another 2k gold in the bank, and we'll see where he looks to go. I think in Manta style, just for trying to dodge some of these spells and just make life a bit harder for the Clockwerk the Lion. Still a decent choice here. This scales slightly better to the late game compared to the Sanjin Yasha. He's going to have so much attack speed, though, this Jug. With Battle Treads from the Troll Warlord, something I mentioned a few times, but you're giving a lot of attack speed to heroes who benefit from it, in the Juggernaut as well as the Faceless Void. This is where Sylar has rushed the Ghost Scepter, will be going E-Blade. I just wonder how much he's going to be using this E-Blade like on himself to keep himself alive from like an Omni Slash and other things. Not going to be as aggressive as an E-Blade as you normally may see. So, Clockwerk is going to continue what he can do at bottom lane. And there's the Troll BKB. I mentioned this may be time to go for a potential Roshan. If they can keep the lanes pushed out, which is not easy to do. If they group up ever, it's Sylar kind of solo pushing that top lane, pressuring a tier 2 tower. Oh, Kaka at bottom. Dire Observer actually not really scouting out the tower. Did not go very far down. They're going to miss both. Holy moly, that was bad. LGD, MMY, he's getting hit by the tower. He's stuck on the trees. He's just dead. ZSMJ TPs him with a Blade Fury. Has he got the one charges? He may need a bit more mana here. Does not have the Omni Slash, but does not need it. Mask of Madness crits down the Zeus, and that's 2 dead at the bottom lane. What a misplay coming out of the LGD gank squad. And that looked like something out of Cirque du Soleil. Ninja Lion, MMY. Well, looking like Court Jesters there, so we'll have a lift in the mid lane, and yeah, he's going to be fine. There's a Chronosphere, which is the one thing to be worried about, but he does see Icy Bottom. Easy push coming out, and ZSMJ looks like just a casual Yashi. Saved up 3.5k gold. Could pick up something pretty damn nice here if he wants to. Doesn't need a BKB himself, I feel. No way. He's got Blade Fury. Uh-oh. July. That was a blind hook, to be fair. And this is the ward which... You gotta look at this vision. This is... You put it right here, and guess what? You see over here. And if you're... There's no benefit to putting it here versus putting it here. I mean, it's a little easier to plant without showing yourself, but... I guess you're trying to just remain hidden when you plant it. Like that's the main thing with this. Is like you want to sneaky plant it, but at the end of the day, putting the ward here, you're not seeing TPs. You're not seeing under the tower, which is the whole point of having this ward. You're seeing this direction, so you can see people who are walking back to base and coming out. But I feel the vision is nowhere near worth it. This ward placement, that's what caused that fight to go so badly. They didn't see TPs coming in. They couldn't hit the Impale hookshot because they didn't have vision. They threw that Impale blind because of that questionable ward placement, and it was just ever so slightly off. I don't know. That ward is just misplaced. Hookshot towards the mid lane, goes in. It's the Rubik who will get the lift off, but he's already dead. Void does have the Mask of Madness, could look to turn and go for a Chronosphere somewhere here, but fighting into an E-Blade, could see the Morphling now make plays to help out his teammate inside that Chronosphere. And Silas smoked up, actually sitting with his team now, so wanting to try and use that E-Blade to catch HGT by surprise, but who are you actually killing here? Troll's got plenty of time to BKB it off with the E-Blade projectile. Jug can even Blade Fury dodge the damage, I want to say. Can you see that projectile coming at you? You just Blade Fury it off. And you have heroes like Void who, well, maybe a slightly better target, but he can even time walk away. So I feel like the E-Blade was, the Ghost Scepter at least was a good item, and this is probably is an E-Blade game, but this goes work out from. I like this pickup. The Battle Fury for ZSMJ. He's got a ton of damage output now. Not to mention, he's just going to farm and push out lanes so fast. He's just going to apply a lot more pressure quicker to these lanes. And now hasn't gone for the Roshan yet. Has got the 10-second BKB still in his pocket, waiting for the right time to bring that one out. And LGD, I feel, are actually kind of not matching up well right now. They're even on farm right now. The Sylar Morphling is still something to be feared, but this feels like a game where Sylar has to get at least 4 or 5 big items to stand a chance to fight HGT. Yao needs to transition into a late game carry as well. This has not been a let's create space and room for Sylar to farm and win around the 25 to 30 minute mark. This has been a, well, let's farm and create space for Sylar to farm and farm more. And, well, okay, I need to farm now myself. So we're going to see a Battle Fury for Yao. For LGD, this is get Sylar 3-4 big items, get Ember Spirit, his Battle Fury plus Daedalus, before you can really do too much or stand a chance. Because HGT are ready to fight now. The Battle Fury pickup just going to allow Juggernaut to stay ahead of the Morphling on farm. Normally you think Sylar Morphling, and he may start slow, but he'll catch up and get ahead of him, especially with a hero like a Juggernaut, but we're not seeing it here. I don't think we will be seeing it. Top lane, they will go for the Chronosphere. Stolen Waveform here, relocate up top as well. Juggernaut going for the Mask of Madness, Omnislash, they annihilate Sylar. That's what I'm talking about. ZSMJ now up to 2k gold on a mega kill streak. He's playing some good Dota here from start to finish, getting the first blood and not missing a beat. Sylar just could not get off the E-Blade on himself in time. Or on the Void. One or the other. If he'd E-Bladed himself, could have maybe survived that one, but he also did not have a replicate out, I want to say, so didn't really have an escape plan. I guess waveform into the trees and TP, but the Wisp, the coconuts can kind of follow you and find you, so there's ways of dealing with it. Hookshot off the mark, and that's been... Oh, they do end up getting the kill. Zeus. Oh, okay, ends up coming an ultimate and a lightning bolt for that one. I saw the miss hookshot, I'm like, okay, he's going to get out of there. No. Gets found. Air looking for some kind of retaliation. He comes into the, well, just into his own jungle. I don't think LGD want anything to do with him. Low mana on your Zeus. Yao's Ember Spirit. And it's got an Invis rune, but even without Relocate and without Chronosphere, this is just not a hero you can really fight or kill. Or, actually, hold on a second. Blink Hex, here we go. This is a puppy pause if I've ever seen one. LGD have all the time in the world to discuss. Like, okay, let's see. What arguments to go... What's the arguments for going for the kill and not going for the kill? And the main ones here is like, there's no Chronosphere, there's no Relocate. We've got a Blink Hex on him. We can get him before he BKBs, and I think this is actually a kill if they go for it. You Blink Hex, Impale, Finger. Zeus just needs one Lightning Bolt, which he's short mana on, though. Zeus is not offering much, if any, damage right now. He's going to use an Arc Lightning in 2 seconds. Or he can wait for the mana for the Bolt, which he's not... He's only getting 2 mana a second. So he'll have 1 Arc Lightning, maybe 2, during the Hex plus Impale duration. So this is, yeah, this is a kill, I want to say. But well, not going to be easy. Ember Spirit, his spells are on cooldown, could go for a double Fire Remnant. Double Fire Remnant, Finger, Impale. The damage, 1200 damage needed. It'll be close, and I think they get it, but it's very, very borderline. I'm sure someone out there is running the mental math. Ben's the numbers guy here. Where's Molini when you need him? He's the math major. He'd be like running some quick figures in his head, saying Lion's going to get off this much damage from his spells, 2 auto attacks from Lion, 3 auto attacks from the Ember Spirit, and like 1 Arc Lightning from a Zeus. How much damage is that? And I think it's enough for a kill here. We'll wait for Injuly to reconnect and get things back underway. Injuly has his 4 stuff now to go with the Blade Mail. You can see some of the items coming out here. Juggernaut, 3k gold for him, and see where he looks to go next. See what the plan is going to be for him. Maybe just completes the Manta style. There's a lot of room to grow as far as getting big late game items as well. At some point you need to go high ground, although I guess that's more the Troll Warlord who's in charge of that. He's got an Ultimate Orb, which is probably a Lincoln Sphere. I think he's going full defensive, just wants protection from the Blink Hex, which is maybe about to kill him. I think this is... yeah, Lincoln's or Manta Style's possible as well. Skadi, I mean, the slow does go through a late game BKB Morphling, but I don't think you want a Skadi for air. I guess it's okay, the slow, the extra armor, you get a lot, you just get good stats out of it. But I don't think this is a Skadi game. Is there any merit to getting a Hex here? Morphling's not going Lincoln, so if you want to be able to initiate in, having a Hex is nice, but the thing is, you haven't got like a gap closer. If you have like a Blink Hex, it's one thing, but for someone like a Troll Warlord, getting in close, you've got the Relocate, which is kind of okay. Could be. If you're saying we're going late game and we want to have a Scythe of Ice, Troll Warlord may be one of the heroes who could buy it. You got plenty of damage between Void and Juggernaut right now, and the Battle Trance giving everyone damage. You've got the Overcharge as well. The attack speed is just insane right now. Where am I looking here? Where's that Wisp? Hiding in the trees. He's gone invisible mode. Is this Wisp actually invisible? I see no Wisp. Where are you, Wisp? Here we go. Blink Hex, not gonna happen. MMY is AFK. Or just hiding. And Zeus gonna lose his mana from the soaring. So he's gonna scout out from the high ground. They see air once more. No Radiant Vision has spotted HGT just yet. And this is what HGT sees. So they see in July mid. And if you're HGT, what are you thinking? Where are you thinking the LGD heroes are? You see no one. You see the Morphling TPing top. You kind of expect him to be TPing alone. You see Clockwerk mid. You're probably thinking they're kind of either like around this tier 2 mid area, maybe at the Ancients, farming some Ancients on Ember Spirit with the help of the supports. But you got to think where are the Lion and Zeus right now, and putting yourself in the HGT mindset. Definitely Zeus looking to deward the map. I mean, you can kind of expect him maybe to be down in this bottom area to some extent. Like this cliff here is like a good place to be trying to deward. You want to even taking control of this area of the jungle and like the far right is one thing, but right here on top of this hill, I don't think Air expects that, and that's exactly where Zeus is right now. Lion's moving in close as well, and the thing is, Troll's probably not expecting a gank to come when Morphling's top with an E-Blade and Clockwerk's mid. So this three-hero duo, wow. English, please. This three-hero duo could kill off Air. Potentially. As far as what LGD see, they see, they're looking at Air here in the neutral camp. They don't see anyone else though, and that's really the big scare. You go in on him, who's sitting behind him, like at this big camp, at this tier 1 mid tower? Where are these kind of other heroes lurking around? They know there's no Chronos. Well, they should know there's no Chronosphere. The pauses always mess with your cooldowns, because like you're playing a Dota game, and you know roughly when an ultimate gets used, and like even if you're not writing down timers, any like 5k MMR plus Dota players will like know roughly when a spell's back online. Assuming they had the map awareness or saw it get used, they'll be like, okay, you just, even without looking at the timer, you just have a feeling. Like it's this kind of like in the back of your mind, okay, it was used 90 seconds ago, it's back up roughly now. Problem is, the pauses mess with that. To me, that's one of the things I always get thrown off by playing just Dota 2 matchmaking is pauses when it comes to like a Ravage cooldown, a Chronosphere cooldown. If there's like a long 2-3 minute pause because someone disconnects, you unpause and you kind of forget like, wait, how long ago was that? You have to really think a lot harder about when the cooldowns are coming back up. So that to me is one of the big things about pauses. They do throw off the tempo of the game a lot, and you have to look at the game and focus in a very different way. You have to put a lot more effort into just focusing on like where the current game is and what your objectives are, where you're actually looking to move around the map, as opposed to just kind of playing. It's a less natural feeling, I think, is the main thing there. I feel so much of Dota is just like instinct and kind of like there's so much natural movement around the map, and pauses kind of mess with that. But we'll see what the plan's going to be here. TP top from Sile. I think it's been scouted out by. I mean, they have the creeps there. Whether or not they've actually looked up there, we'll have to wait and see. I want to piss people off, I can up the sound of that TP noise. It's not as loud as it used to be. That used to be deafening loud, that TP noise. But unfortunately for LGD, well, for the I-League, there seems to be some PC issues in July. This is a LAN tournament going on in China. So, not internet related, but seems to be maybe his specific PC having some issues. But there we go, he's reconnected now, and let's see what the plan's going to be. MMY is going to make his way there. They need Yao as well, I'd say. Faith has no mana apart from one Arc Lightning in 3 seconds. So he'll have an Arc Lightning, a singular Arc Lightning, and here they go. They're going to bring in Yao. He's going to finish off this camp. Thing is, he already finished off and is moving to the next one. The question is, do they now look to follow and track him? They're pinging this out, and MMY says, let's see if he goes here, and he's not. So he's going to go mid. And Faith gets down a pretty aggressive. This ward, much better than the one at bottom lane, which I assume was his. We often see it kind of further up here because it can scout this direction. Again, slightly different to what you'd normally plan. As you can see, the vision it gives here. It does see down in this camp. But I feel like you put it like this spot here, it sees this way as well as this way. So, again, interesting ward placements coming out, which I just feel are like slightly suboptimal. I mean, very small things, but I don't know. LGD now, are they actually... I don't know if they can secure Roshan for themselves. I feel like this is a risky play. Chronosphere's come back up. Omni Slash is coming back up. There's a relocate in, and Jug has bought... He's going BKB. He's actually got the BKB. So he wants to be able to fight outside of Omni Slash. Blade Fury is not really damage output at this stage of the game. It's more like, I need magic immunity or I want to TP out. But Blade Fury means... BKB means just man up and fight. Chronosphere going to catch two. Here comes a relocate right in the perfect spot with an Omni Slash. DSMJ going to BKB. Wants to just right-click people down here, but he needs to find a target. He finds the Clockwerk, who actually 4-staffs away, and HGT have lost 3 instantly. The Blade Fury, Ember Spirit doing a ton of damage. DSMJ's yet to find a target. Gets locked in place post-BKB. Blade Fury's away. They're going to lose air. They've lost 4, and DSMJ on the run, being chased down by Yao. It's the Yao Ember Spirit. Can he get the Searing Chains? There's a TP out. Searing Chains, you betcha. 5 dead for nothing. Triple kill for Sylar. It's an all-around disaster. Even with a decent enough Chronosphere, ZSMT just got kited around, even with a BKB. That, to me, looked like the fight for HGT. You just picked up a BKB, ready to go, and nothing happened. The insta-give coming out from the E-Blade. The Blade Fury from Yao doing a ton of damage as well, and holy moly, that fight went horrendous for HGT. So much magic burst damage out of the Zeus, out of the Lion, and, well, the burst damage just killed off HGT too damn fast. We'll see Roshan get claimed, and Sylar picks up the Aegis. He's now got himself a big pile of gold as well, and that is maybe a sign of things to come here for LGD. Faceless Void, he's saying, man, guys, I think I need a BKB right now. They had 2 BKBs that fight on Troll and Jug. Battle Trance, everything you could hope for. The Jug, the Wisp Jug, the relocated, I don't think there was anything wrong with the place they relocated in, but he waited to Omni Slash. He wanted to BKB right click. I think he just needed to go for the insta Omni Slash and save the BKB for the post Omni Slash maybe. It looked like the fight, even if he'd done that, I think the fight was just already lost. LGD got 3 insta kills that fight. That's the fight I want to go back and watch again, just to see exactly what happened, but HGT got annihilated, that's for sure. That's one thing I know. Now you get your Ghost Scepters coming up. The LGD support's going to say, well, what you're going to do against GoDz, and this is to me the big weakness of these kind of tri-core lineups with all the physical damage. Supports, all they need is a Ghost Scepter or a 4-staff, and suddenly they're looking like they're somewhat invincible, or at least they can stay alive for that extra 5-10 seconds by kiting enemy core heroes around. And when you're a support and you can kite core heroes around, that's a huge advantage to have. Chase is on, hook shot, not going to land. Kaka's got to relocate out, he wants to just TP home perhaps. TP now, it's a long TP though. Not sure where it was TPing. I think it was TPing bottom with the Jug, and that was a 4-second TP. I think they would have cancelled anyways, even if he'd TP'd himself back to base. And LGD find themselves with a much more conventional draft, and, well, with heroes who have their conventional items and ready to fight. You've got a Morphling with E-Blade, Manta style now coming out. You've got Yao with his Battle Fury and Crit on the Ember Spirit. You've got Clockwerk with his bread and butter items, the full stuff, the Ghost Scepter, the Blade Mail, and for HGT, they've just got too many eggs in one basket, and that's the physical damage basket right now. And they're just getting blown to pieces. And now we're going high ground, it looks like. ZSMJ at bottom lane, he's got no TP for 15 seconds. He actually can't defend for 12 seconds. Oh dear. And I think LGD saw him TP out, so if they time that TP, they know he's not coming back to fight. They'll actually see him still farming the creep wave. He can TP in 3, but they're going to lose Raxus. There's no glyph. LGD with the Aegis on Sylar just 5-manning. Manta style up, and they're good to go. BKB now being used. ZSMJ has TP back. He wants in July, but he's got Ghost Scepter and 4-staff, so ZSMJ going to maybe Omnislash inside the Chronosphere. We'll get one, looking for 2 on Sylar, but Sylar's got Aegis. He's also morphing strength. He's still alive, and a waveform out of there, and in comes Yao, ready to help clean up for himself. Kaka, one more Slide of Fist is going to finish off the job there. No buyback for the Wisp, just the Juggernaut with his buyback, and they've taken the melee racks, so whatever happens from here on out is just icing on the cake for LGD, who's already secured themselves a big strategic advantage. And they're going to go back in. Why not? E-Blade, shotgun completed. Morphling blows up the Troll Waller. They want pretty hard as well. They'll get him in. This may just be GG. They've still got Aegis. They could look to... no, they've got to get the tier 2 tower. So no possible swing to these other lanes here. Yao says, I'll finish off this, Rax. Why not? Faith comes in as well. Faith, the Zeus. Your Zeus is manning up and going for those kind of plays. You know you're in a good position. And July going to now start working on an Aghanim Scepter as he picks up a point booster. And in this game looking fantastic for LGD, who can regroup, go for another lane. It looks like mid lane may be that lane of choice. As Sylar, it looks like he replicate TP'd home and he's back with full HP, full mana, and also full agi. He's looking for a kill. I see still BKB-less. Has about 200-300 gold to go for that one. Bottom lane, they actually went for a kill here. What happened? A blink out happened. That was a relocate in and a BKB used. And nothing claimed. They also now know Jug BKB is on cooldown. First it was the SMJ with no TP. This time it's no BKB. He's played an amazing game to get HGT in a good position, but his last few minutes have left something to be desired. And LGD Raider look to siege high ground with the Morphling Aegis. Well, there is a BKB for the Void, but I feel like you go with this next creep wave. It's still 30 seconds before Jug's BKB is back up, but LGD seem to have other things in mind. Let's play it safe. Aegis was about to expire. You know, I've seen one too many, and LGD have probably experienced one too many. You go for that high ground push, your Aegis expires, you die 2 seconds later, and suddenly, game's been lost, so. Roshan respawning in 4 minutes time. They see air, though. Looks like they want to make an initiation on him. Hook, blink, the Hex a bit late, but not sure if it's going to matter. They get the Impale! He gets hit by a Cogs as well! Has a BKB, but now mana being drained, and Icy in all sorts of trouble. He can BKB and do nothing. Can't even Mask of Madness right now. He's looking to get the mana. He goes to Int Treads even, and BKB about to wear off. He's gonna go for the Mask of Madness. Gets hit by the Steering Chains on 2. There comes your Morphling. E-Blades down the Void. Whoa! The damage gonna kill the Rubik as well. What a absolutely catastrophic initiation. The Void didn't want to commit to the Chronosphere, didn't want to commit to the BKB. In the end, it's the Impale from MMY hitting him on the Time Walk in. If he doesn't get that Impale, that Chronosphere comes out, catches MMY as well as in July, and possibly gets HGT 2 key kills. But net result, very bad. HGT, they're done for. MMY sealing Void's fate with a nice little mana drain play as well. And now we're going to see mid-racks get taken. ZSMJ just going for some split push at top lane, and there's even a Skadi on your Morphling who goes back to complete that one. And, well, this is what Sylar does. This is what LGD do. They look like they're kind of struggling, but then they just find that one perfect team fight. They've just got this thing of... They're really good at just clicking together. Kaka gonna heal himself up after E-Blade comes out, but he'll survive that one. 2 lanes of racks, though. And that, to me, is possibly the end for HGT. They've got the Hex on air, and this, to me, is maybe one last hurrah. Try and kill the Morphling off, as he doesn't have a Lincoln Sphere, but you Hex this guy, suddenly there's an Ember Spirit coming in, suddenly there's a Clockwerk hooking in, suddenly there's a Lion with a Blink 5-hero Impale because it's MMY. And, well, it's no real guarantees that a fight's going to go well just because you Hex up Sylar. And it seems they want to wait for Roshan. At this point, if HGT don't GG out, you say, okay, they want to play and they want to look for a comeback, we're going to make sure there's no comeback potential. So you don't go all in for that bottom lane of Raxes, perhaps, unless you're really confident. You can wait for Roshan, which is, I guess, not up for at least another 45 seconds and possibly 3 to 4 minutes. So maybe they actually will go for another lane. At least go for the Tier 2 tower, it seems. Sylar, leading the way, has not seen the Hex just yet, I believe, so may need to be a little bit careful, but they're going to back off and check out Roshan now, it seems. Farm the enemy jungle. And they have seen air now, so they'll scout out this Scythe of Ice. ZSMJ, despite the last few fights going terribly wrong, has kept up pretty well on farm, has fallen behind, but this build of his is just so farm efficient. Just taking control of that enemy jungle. They left the Fire Emblem in, and this is a pretty fast Roshan respawn. 1 minute out of a max 3, and here we will go. Void goes in, Chronosphere catches out 2 with Sylar. They want his Morphing Strength. He will end up going down. Pretty Hawk going to be the return kill. Icy... okay. Air going to look for Injuly. Full stuff out with the Ghost Scepter. And it looks like Injuly may be done for here. The key kill on Sylar with the help of the Hex from Air. Nice Chronosphere coming out from Icy, and it's the BKB from the Void, which he couldn't really use to good effect until now. Juggernaut still even has the Omni Slash, so the first kind of signs of life. The first good team fight for HGT gets them about a 4.5k gold swing, but it still feels like possibly too little too late. Oh, they would love Roshan to have been alive then. If they have gotten an Aegis off of that, would have been huge. Are they going to go back in and check? Air still wants it. He's like, come on, just right now. If he just stay in 5 seconds longer. Radiant Courier. Radiant Courier. It's going to see Roche. There we go. Do they see it? Do they ping it? No, they didn't see it. Roshan is much better than the Tier 2 tower right now, but they have not scouted yet. They're going to go for the Tier 2 tower. The question is, do they fall back and go for Roshan? Morphling is going to respawn in 5 seconds time, so this is a risky play to go for it. They're pinging it, but I think they're saying, they're all alive. We actually maybe can't do this. Nope, Void's going to go for it. This is a big risky play, but the kind of risky play you maybe have to make. LGD in the neighborhood. Ember Spirit has a Sleight of Fist from the high ground. He's invis as well, and he's going to go for the Sleight of Fist. Healing Ward's going to help heal them up as well. Fire in. Icy's getting low already on the Void. They're going, committing to this one. Aegis is there. Morphling going to wave through. Going to do a lot of damage. Void gets the Aegis, so got to deal with the Healing Ward. Sylar thrown up in the air. He may go down to the Omni Slash here. He can't E-Blade. Forced up to the high ground, but he's still dead. ZSMJ falls him. Has a... Oh, no, he didn't get the Aegis. Aegis went to the Void. Now the Healing Ward's going to go down. They're going to push Icy back. They killed him once. Can they kill him a second time? Finger of Death to the high ground. Icy on the run, but there's going to be a Fire Remnant up there. Yao not going to chase. He wants Kaka instead, and they'll get Kaka. Once again, Sylar is dead, and almost got to the Roshan pit in time, but just barely we see the Aegis picked up. If the Jug had the Aegis, things would have been absolutely amazing for him. And Jug somehow chased the 4-star to the high ground. It looked like LGD had saved Sylar with that 4-star, but was not the case. Pretty Horde now, well, he's going to get caught out, and that's 3 heroes dead. Juggernaut does have a buyback, and that may be forced out. Sylar would love to have money for a Boots of Travel to get in here, but hook shot mid-air. Cogs back, trying to just force out a BKB, which he only just now gets, and he's going to have to use it immediately. If they actually trapped him inside the Cogs, that may have been a kill, because there was still 2 seconds to do some damage before BKB was back up. Not to mention just trapping him in the Cogs. Even if he BKBs, you just right-click him down. Here comes Sylar. Can't really sell anything for Boots of Travel. All they can do is TP to that Tier 2 mid and have his team wait out for him. But HGT going Gonna have Juggernaut back alive by the time Sylar gets here. Not gonna need to use that buyback. And Glyph available as well, but the creep waves keep on coming in from both mid lane and top lane. And this is just... the late game plan, I'm just not sure what it is for HGT when you're down 4 racks. They've got 3 physical damage core heroes. If they can keep Sylar hexed up and... like, the Hex Omni Slash is the way to go, because if he's not hexed, he just E-blades himself and doesn't take damage from the Omni Slash, but... saw there a lot of damage output. The other thing is Diffusal Blade. You can actually counter the E-Blade and the Ghost Scepter to some extent with this Diffusal Blade. And that's where I feel Sylar may go back for a late game Linken's. Deal with the Hex, deal with the Diffusal. Smart pickup coming out for ZSMJ to get this Diffusal. This Morphling has gone full strength. 0 armor on Pretty Hole right now. Gotta do what you gotta do. And right now it's the nuke damage that's hurting him, not so much the physical damage. Faith, he's found the Wisp, and Juggernaut further up. He's BKB looking for an escape, gets down the healing ward. This is maybe gonna save his life. The 4-star 40. No, that didn't work. Gets taken out and maybe forced to buy back. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Chronosphere is still available, but Void gets blown to pieces by Sylar. Can he buy back? Yes, he can. Actually, Jug, no, he didn't. He can't buy back, he just bought a Manta style. Oh no, this is just game over perhaps. Without Juggernaut, where's the damage coming from? They're going to GG out. ZSMJ may have just made, well, I mean, you're down 4 racks. I don't know if you've made a big mistake at that point when the game is already like a 1% chance to win, but did not have buyback after buying his last item there, and well, that does it. Game 1 going LGD's way. HGT in the winner bracket final, guaranteed a top 3. We're going to see if HGT can bounce back. They did take out Vici Gaming earlier in the winner bracket. Then they had a bye in the winner bracket semifinals. And that's maybe just meaning they haven't really got that momentum. They just haven't played a series in a while. They've been just sitting around at the LAN finals watching the other teams play. And it's LGD who, well, not only beat the Ninjas in Pajamas, but also took out Invictus Gaming, who perhaps have a bit more momentum on their side. With a Game 1 victory, they definitely do. So we're going to take a break, guys. When you come back, we're going to see if we're going to a Game 3. If HGT can bounce things around. The Wisp pick for them, it was picked all 3 games against Vici Gaming, not working in Game 1. We'll see if there's a plan B. Stick around.